So as I told, a variable is a memory. Currently I told, but question is, what is the size of memory? How much amount of memory reserving for a variable? I told x is a variable and the value 100 is assigning to x. But how much amount of variable is allocating? That is the first question. Second point is, suppose I will write x. Suppose in my mind, that is what? A variable. But simply if I will write x, then Java compiler or Java control is not understanding. When I am writing int x, if I will write x, then nobody can understand. Means Java compiler or Java interpreter is not understanding. If I am writing int x semicolon, now Java compiler will understand, Java interpreter will understand. So what the statement is representing, we are saying x is an int type, int type, type, type of variable. X is which type of variable? We are saying int type of variable. So that means what we are observing, we are observing a variable is fully defining by a data type. Type means data type. So we will see what is Java data types. Java data types. So what is data type? To fully define a variable. To fully define a variable. To fully define a variable, we need data type. We need data type. That means without a data type, without a data type, we can't declare, we can't declare a variable. So to declare a variable, data type, variable name, semicolon. So this is the variable declaration, general form or syntax. Now we will see. So Java data types. So basically, so it is categorized into two types. Java data types. So one is primitive data type, another is non-primitive data type. So it is categorized primitive. Primitive is also called as basic. Basic data types. Another is non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types. So Java data types categorized into two types. One is primitive data types, another is non-primitive data types. So primitive data types. So we will see how many basic data types Java is supporting. So first one, byte, byte. Second one, second sort. Third one, int data types, int, then long. So these four are integer data types: byte, short, int, long. These are integer data types. These parts are integer data types. So all are integer data types containing integer value. Integer data types. So then float. Then double. So float and double, these two data types coming under double data types, floating value, double data types. Then one is char. Char means character data type. And last one is boolean. Boolean value either true or false. Boolean. So these are the basic data types. These are the basic data types. So we will discuss one by one. Okay. Then in non-primitive data types, your array, your string, your class, interface, etc. We will discuss slowly, and later on we will discuss your non-primitive data types. Array, in later on we will cover. String is a class, so overall I will write class. Interface, enum, we will see. In later on we will see. Yes. I hope you got the clarity. So very important is we have to acquainted with basic data types. So we will discuss one by one. So have you written all these things? So
Yes.
basically we will see one by one. Byte, short, int, long, all are integer data types. Float, double are double data types. Char from character data type, and boolean is boolean data type. So we will see. So first of all, suppose I will go to byte. Suppose I will write byte x equals to suppose 100. In this way, suppose I will write byte x and byte x equals to 100. So first line is variable declaration, second line representing variable initialization. Variable initialization means when the value we assign to a variable, that is known as variable initialization. So what is the meaning? So when this statement will execute, then how the control will treat. So a memory will allocate. So what is the size? 1 byte of memory will allocate, and name of the memory is x, value is 100. This is the meaning. Okay, so byte x semicolon. When the statement executes, one byte of memory allocating and the name of the memory is x and the value 100 assigning to x. Then what is the range? A range is one byte equals to 8 bits. So minus 2 to the power 7 to 2 to the power 7 minus 1, that is minus 128 to 127. This is the range. So if I will write, suppose if I will write byte x equals to 150, so immediately compile time error will arise because the value 150 exceeding our range. So it is error. I hope you got the clarity. So my range is minus 128 to 127. So within the range, we have to assign the value. So if your value is exceeding the range, immediately compiler will give an error. Similarly, we will go to sort. I will write let sort y equals to, okay, let it, I will write 160. Similarly, for sort type of variable, so a memory will allocate, and what is the size of the memory? Size of the memory is 2 bytes of memory. 2 bytes of memory will allocate, and the name of the memory is y, and the value 160 is assigning to x, sorry, y. And what is the range? Range is 2 bytes means 16 bits. That means minus 2 to the power 15 minus 2 to the power 15, 2 to the power 15 to 2 to the power 15 minus 1 minus 2 to the power 15 to 2 to the power 15 minus 1. So this is the range. Similarly, we will go to int. Let it suppose I will write int z equals to 1, 2, 3 for let. So that means 4 bytes. You remember int occupy 4 bytes. 4 bytes of memory. 4 bytes of memory. 4 bytes of memory will allocate, and the name of the memory is z, and the value 1, 2, 3, 4 will assign to z. So what is the range? The range is 2 to the power 4 bytes means 32 bit. That means minus 2 to the power 31. 2 to the power 31 to 2 to the power 31 minus 1. Similarly, long. So I can write long, let it p. Long p equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let. So memory is how much amount of memory? Memory is 8 bytes of memory. 8 bytes of memory will allocate. 8 bytes of memory will allocate. Name of the memory will P, and the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will assign to P. So what is the range? range minus 2 to the power 8 byte means 64 bits. 2 to the power 63 minus 2 to the power 63 to 2 to the power 63 minus 1. 2 to the power 63 minus 1. Okay, so this is all about integer data types. Byte, short, int, then long. Here, I hope you got the clarity. So, what is the meaning of a data type? Data type fully defines a variable. Without a data type, we can't declare a variable, and whatever the amount of memory is reserving. So, how we are knowing, how the control is knowing from the data type. Then we will go to float. Then we will go to float. So I can write float let x, then I can write float x equals to let 4.5. So what is the meaning? So float occupies 4 bytes. Float occupies 4 bytes. 4 bytes of memory. Let the name of the memory is x. Okay. Okay. So here there is a twist. Remember, mindfully listen. When the first statement will execute float x, the meaning is 4 bytes of memory will allocate and the name of the memory is x. But when the second statement will execute, immediately 8 bytes of memory will allocate and the value 4.5 will assign to x. So definitely we will get shocked. Second line, simple variable initialization. Memory allocated, and once the value assigned, and that value will assign to that memory. Then why second statement, when it is executing, instead of 4 bytes, immediately 8 bytes of memory will allocate and the value 4.5 will assign to that memory? Why? So here there is a note point to remember. By default, Java treat every floating value as double. Remember this point. So by default, there is a note point you remember. By default, Java Java control treat every floating value as double. When a floating value is read by the control, immediately 8 bytes of memory will allocate. To make it float, we can make it float also to make it, because if I will think 4.5 is very small value, so no need to allocate 8 bytes of memory. This value, so happily I can assign in 4 bytes of memory allocation. So to make it float, okay, so we assign or we specify a character f along with value explicitly. So that means if I will write float x equals to 4.5pf semicolon. So now this is 4.5. I hope you got the clarity. So this declaration is this. But for this, 8 bytes of memory. 8 bytes. Okay. So this point you remember. by default, every floating value treated as double. Okay, so if we want to make it float, then we have to assign a character f along with value explicitly. Then here there is no need to know the range because range is available, but range is in the form of exponential. Okay, so we will forget. So then we will go to double. So I will write double y equals to 1234.5678. Let. So simple 8 bytes of memory. Double occupies 8 bytes of memory. So 8 bytes of memory will allocate and the name of the memory is y and the value 1234.5678. Here, so this is all about double data types. Then we will go to char. Next point, we will go to char. So I will write char C. Suppose then I will write char C equals to T. You remember character. When character value we assign, you remember each character value is assigning within a single quote. Suppose if you will write, suppose this is a 9 is a digit, and this is 9, now it will consider as character. 9 is a digit, but if the 9 you identify within a single quote, the 9 will considering as character. So character value always we assign within a single quote. So character occupies 2 bytes. Character occupies 2 bytes, 2 bytes. So 2 bytes of memory, 2 bytes. 2 bytes of memory will allocate. Name of the memory is C and the value T I will assign in that memory. Clear? Then uppercase A value is 65. Uppercase B value is 66. Uppercase C value is 67. In this way. So in this way, so we can assign. So what is the meaning? What I told uppercase A value is 65, uppercase B value is 66. So what is this? Similarly, lowercase a, uppercase character lowercase a value is 97, lowercase value is 98, lowercase c value is 99. In this way, D is 100. So what is this? Is 65, 66, 67. What is this? So these are called as Unicode. Remember, these are called as what? Unicode. Unicode. This is called as Unicode. Unicode. Unicode means universal code. Unicode. So every character is identified by their Unicode representation. So if you write uppercase A, so control will understand this is 65. So it is called as Unicode, universal code. You remember every character is identified by their Unicode representation. So uppercase A value is 65, whereas lowercase a value is 97. So here we are observing there is a clear difference between uppercase character and lowercase character. That's why Java programming is case sensitive. I hope you got the clarity. So uppercase character and lowercase character is completely different. Okay, and Java suppose 0 to 65,535 types of characters Java is supporting. Indian character, French character, whatever the types of character present in universe. So all types of characters Java is supporting. Clear? Concept is clear? Give the
Yes, sir.
response. Okay. So this is all about character data type. Then Boolean. Boolean is a very small thing. So I can write here also. Suppose I will write Boolean B. Boolean B equals to, let it true. Boolean value only two things. One is true, another is false. True is a Boolean literal. Literal means constant, or false is also Boolean literal or Boolean constant value. So what is this? So how much amount of memory for Boolean? You remember simply one bit, not one byte. One byte is equal to 8 bits. So here only one bit. One bit of memory will allocate. Let the name of the memory is B. Let the value is true or false, whatever we have assigned. So this is all about basic data types or primitive data types. So basic, Java basic or primitive data types. Primitive data types. I hope you got the clarity. Give a response. So byte, short, int, long, all are coming under integer data types. Float and double, these two data type coming under double data types. When our value, floating value, that what we will assign, and char representing character data type, and each character identifying by their Unicode representation. And last one is Boolean data type, a small data type, where the value of a Boolean variable is either true or false. Clear? Concept is clear?
Yes, sir.
Question.